We talk about courage, talk about fears, right? Sometimes we always think that we only face fear when we are overcoming problems that are huge, right? Which is true. But sometimes we face, or in fact, most of the time, we face fear on a day-to-day basis. This is the part that most people get stuck also. When we need to solve problems in order to make progress towards the goal, right? We know that. Problem, we got two choices. Fight or flight, right? If we choose to fight, we need to come with solutions. You come with solutions, you need to make a decision. And in between here, let me just use this to illustrate better. In between here, that's here. That's it. Alright? Then you make a decision, another fear, because it creates another problem, right? Because when you solve a problem, it creates another problem. This is how the world works. Okay? We understand. On a day-to-day, okay, use a framework, okay, try to logicalize it, right? Fine. But there's a deeper problem. We haven't talked about this cycle yet. We talk about this path, right? How to overcome it, so on and so forth. We haven't talked about the other path. So, I give you an analogy, an example to illustrate what I'm trying to say. So let's go back to the bungee jumping thing, right? So, let's say all of us go bungee jumping today. And then, okay, you're going to jump. Now, all of us know like at the front, whether you like or don't like, you have a fear, right? Whether you've done it before, like actually, you still have the fear. Okay? Now, person A will have the fear, overcome the fear, make a decision to jump anyway. The next time they ask, hey, Ashrid, you want to go bungee jumping again? What will Ashrid say? Yes, right? Even though there still be the fear, right? Then she just carry on and build the courage muscle. Person B did this once, hated it, damn scared of jumping again. The next time you ask, who here don't like bungee jumping on? Don't like, you all hate it. Okay, Liu, right? Okay. Paul also, right? Okay. Let's say, hey, Liu, you want to do it again or not? Let's say you do it once. Let's say you want to do it again or not? What do you say? He'll say no, correct? But when we say no towards something, it creates a sense of shame. Because imagine we're all friends, Hey, Liu, you want to jump or not? Hey, don't want, I know, I don't like, I'm scared, whatever. Hey, pussy. You get a kind of fear of criticism. In order to avoid, do you know what most people tend to do? What do you think they'll say when someone chill Liu to go for bungee jumping? What do you think Liu will say? COVID. Okay, yeah, right? You come with excuses, right? But what's the easiest one? What's the easiest thing? When you ask someone, hey, you want to take roller coasters? What do you think they'll say? For those that don't like or don't take one. I am not a what? They'll say, in order to avoid all these problems, right? They'll say this, hey bro, I'm not a heights person. I'm not a heights person. I don't take heights one. They'll just say, I'm not a heights person. Because by default, if I say I'm not a heights person, you cannot call me pussy because I just tell you I'm not a heights person. I don't have to face the shame of avoiding. Does that make sense? If you can, so basically, right, this flight on avoidance is like the biggest thing, okay? We create stories, beliefs, and statements about ourselves to conveniently avoid the problems that we're supposed to solve. So when you don't want to do sales, you say yourself, hey, I'm an introverted person. Introverted person don't do sales, correct? Don't need to talk a lot, but not very good at sales, that's the association, right? But you don't say you are bad at sales. You just say I'm an introvert. I'm not a salesperson. First, you say already, then nobody can shame you, man. You just avoid it. But what most happens is that, so what I'm trying to say is that we created so many objections on ourselves that we are subconsciously avoiding the problems and we don't even know it. I give you another example. Problem is you're not closing at a higher closing ratio. Okay, so your closing ratio is low. What you need to do is, by default, if you solve it, is you need to come with solution of asking the right questions, how to ask in the right way, and then all the stuff, right? Learn your sales skills. Right? That's the way to overcome it. But you have fear. Let's say you come up with solutions. Okay, learn how to ask better questions. Then the fear is what? The fear is, hey, but Ben, I'm afraid if I ask these questions, I become a pushy person. I'm afraid I'm pushy by asking these questions. And instead of overcoming that belief or that fear, it's so much easier to say, I don't ask questions because I'm not a pushy person. It's so much easier to convince yourself that I'm not a pushy person. Because a pushy person won't ask questions. That's the thought process in the head. When in fact, asking questions doesn't equate to pushy. So you realize in our world, you talk about friends, I'm not a hype person. I'm not a producer. I don't believe in yada yada. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying that these are some objections that you create within our heads that prevent us from moving forward. Any questions? Because this one is like a bit deeper. But like, how many of you like clear and understand what I'm saying? Yes? Who's not clear? Not clear is fine. We need to dissect this. Okay, I'll share more examples later. We'll go through the worksheet later. But does this make sense? I told you I have fears doing all this public speaking, right? In short, like it's public, quote unquote, public speaking on stage or whatever, right? I can do it once and I say, wow, I'm so scared because I suck at it. When I talk, everybody looks at me blankly. Then I feel scared, right? Is it the things I say, is it bad or something like that, right? And then the next day I say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. Because I'm not a public speaking person. I just say I'm not a public person. The moment I create this label on myself, I just avoid the entire problem that I'm supposed to solve. And this will never happen. That makes sense. This right now will never happen. If I tell I'm not a public speaking person, I never done public speaking before. Those are facts, right? But if you label ourselves with all these things, it becomes objections. So this is the most scary part. And most of us, all of us, including myself, has some form of objections against ourselves. And this is the key part, right? We talk about dealing objections with our prospects. But if we don't deal our own objections, we'll never be able to convince other people, you see. This one, I need to be clear because I need to dive it further. I know it's a bit dry, but the activity will be fun later. But this one is important so that you guys can really have the transformation, right? Any questions? Or, Mel? I'm an introvert. I tell you another objection people crave themselves. I'm an introvert. Therefore, my social battery dries up very fast. And I need to rest for 5 days after talking for 1 day. Very fact that this person might not know how to manage the energy well enough. Or might not have enough stamina to develop such that they can sustain the energy. Or maybe this person during the sales appointment, chiong all the energy that exhausted. Could it be the case? Yes, right? But instead of solving those problems, it's a lot easier to say that, hey, you know what? I'm a introvert, ambivert, functional introvert, something like that. All the labels and terms comes out. So this is where we need to dissect, like what the statements that we make about ourselves. Okay? I'll give you another one. This is more common with parents, which is, I have X number of kids. Therefore, I don't have what? I don't have time. I have X number of kids. That one is correct, factual. I don't have time. A fact, a belief, or an assumption. But then it's so much easier to say, hey, I got 3 kids. I'm a father of blah, blah, blah. We got time. Well, by default, when you tell yourself that, then continue to not be successful. Right? If you want your kids to be the reasons why you're not successful, then go ahead with that belief. This is literally the harsh truth, but this is something we need to talk about, and I'm very passionate about this because all of you have so much potential within yourself to make things work. All of you. If not, you guys wouldn't be here. Nor would I really accept you guys because I can't deal with quote-unquote losers. I have no time for negative energy, right? So all of you have that positive desire and everything else to do better. But all these things are holding you guys back. Consciously or subconsciously. Some of you are more aware. I understand. I get it. Some of you are like, really, meh? I'm like that, meh? And it's okay. Because awareness is needed before understanding and change that can happen. So awareness. Some of you might be like, I don't think so. It's okay. But at least if there's some awareness, and we should go through the activity later, then you'll know that, hey, maybe how I operate in this world, on how I do my sales, how I do my life, might not actually be the true reality. I have 3 kids, you go, I don't have time. Then like that, the person who has 5,000 employees, die lah. Right? Or the person with 5 kids, die lo. Don't need earn money. Correct or not? Cannot be, ma. We have people who have parents who have 1 kid, who have 1 kid. We have parents who have 7 kids also, right? All can earn money, ma. But if we are saying that more kids equal to less time, equal to less money, is that necessarily true? If it's a possibility that is not true, that's all we need, because there's a chance that this means, right, that our beliefs are wrong. And we don't have to create the right statements or the right things that we want to believe in our lives. We will always live a life of suffering, right? I'll introduce this structure of how statements are made, usually. And this will give you guys a clue later on how to do it. Number 1, although I call it limiting belief statements or whatever, I just like to call it objection statements. Okay, because these are the statements we make to create objectives against ourselves. Number 1, the structure is usually like this. If /I am a sweeping fact. So most statements are like this. Okay, I'll send you guys a worksheet about, but you guys can write this down first. So usually it's like this. I am an introvert. Then this means that I will not XYZ. Okay? I give you an example. If my prospect have a financial advisor already, then this means what? What are some of the beliefs or you guys believe it? Lin, tell me. If your prospect, your friend already got advisor, what does it mean to you? They don't need me. The meaning is they don't need me. Is that empowering or not? You realize the problem right now. If my friend already have an advisor, is that a fact? Yes or no? It is. But the meaning is the one that we need to change. We don't change the fact. If someone says got advisor, hey, don't lie to me, you don't have, right? Can't show me your advisor name. Cannot be here. Let's say got already advisor, right? But what we can change is the meaning. Because it's the meaning that dictates how we behave and what holds us back. Make sense? This is the structure. And then so if blah, 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 right? Or I have XYZ or sweeping fact, like a real statement. Great Eastern final sprint. For example, okay, hey, sorry, all the G people, you all stare at me like, okay, I'm not, okay, we use potential, okay, use potential, you all like, stare at me, I see Qian stare at me like, go liao, just讲 G. Okay, so let's say potential, I know, mid-year, they say something like, okay, all your PVA, all your investment plan, commissions drop by 50%, okay? Let's say it's a fact, because company give you circular, really going to reduce the cost by 50%. How much is the cost right now for PVA if you sell 10 years? Sorry? 11%? How many percent? Yeah, sure. You very long never sales. Yeah, how many? 11 or 22? 22%, right? Okay, then if 50%, then it's 11%, right? That's a fact, correct? What does it mean? What is the first thought that comes to our mind? Wow, comms cut into half. This means what? So don't sell. Anyone else? Then sell 25 years. Anyone will have this means it's harder to, I do the same amount of work, but I guess lesser production. Or comms. You have the thought, right? This product, if my comms there by half, this means this product not good to sell. It makes harder, right? You just need to change the meaning to it. This is the structure. Later on, the exercise later tell us to run through, which is you write down all the statements that we have, that we think about, that we say out. What we need to do after that, as guiding questions, we want to change the meaning. Let's run through a very simple example. If my friend, World Market, already got a financial advisor, whole statement is what? This means that they don't need me. This means that they already covered. When someone says they already got insurance, this means that I can't do anything, right? Give me a new meaning that we can create. If my prospect or a friend already got an advisor, this means what? Yeah, right. Who saw my reel? I said, right. If friend already got advisor, this means they all the more you should prospect them because they are believer of insurance and investment to begin with. What? It's a bigger opportunity, isn't it? Isn't it easier to deal with someone who believes in insurance as opposed to trying to convince someone who doesn't? So then all the more you should excited. Makes sense. Let's try another one. What's another new meaning we can give to it? Friend already got financial advisor. This means what? Second, you can compliment. Good. What else? What else? If my friend already got advisor, this might mean that their advisor might not have serviced them well enough and there could be opportunity for me to do better. Agree? Do we agree this happened before? You got some prospect got advisor, then they never do shit. So you see, you should get excited. You're like, hey, you got advisor, steady, come. So you realize when you change the meaning, the facts remains the same, but if you change the meaning, how you feel and what your behaviors will be different. Cool? Okay? Okay, great. Give me anyone want to try one more? Jenna. Jenna. See? Phoenix is do comparison a lot of advisors also, right? Come. If your World Market already got advisor, this means what? You can optimize. You can optimize the portfolio better. If my friend already got advisor, this means this person buy insurance. And this means that I can help them to plan for the next step of financial planning. I don't have to do insurance anymore. If let's say they are all covered. So many opportunities, right? So I give you a limiting statement that I had to myself. Where's Clara Vu? Clara not here. Clara Vu, okay. So Clara Vu and a couple of others were in other coaching programs who I shall not name. Okay? But they're in other coaching programs. It was a fact they were in other coaching programs. Okay? There's a fact they're in other coaching program. The meaning I created in my mind is this. If they're already in other coaching programs, this means that it's not the right time for them to join. They should finish first, then they join. That was what I told myself. Until one day, Clara Vu was the perfect lady where I had to overcome the objection myself. I said, how is it? It's good. Okay, great. You want to make it better? Yeah. You should join us. You know why? Because most people think they should wait for 1 year, then they should join us after the 1 year, right? Because you want to waste the money, right? You want to maximize whatever. And I said, if you already learn a lot of things already, you got you certain results, and this is your next problem, and you come here, you can solve that problem, you want your problems to be solved faster or later? Faster, right? Okay, then all the more you should come. Right? So what I did last time was that person's coaching program duration affects how they should join us. But right now is that it's precisely because you're in another coaching program where your things are fixed. All the more you should come here is that because you solved that problem, that the other coaching program solved another problem for us. Then all the more they should totally come in right now. I give you another statement that I had last time. If an advisor already got a manager or a director, this means they don't need coaching. This means that I got no business. Where's Kelly? Yeah, that was the first time when someone came and asked me, hey Ben, how about you coach me a trainer? That was like after I left industry. And then they're like, that was like, Nani can learn. Like you already got advisor, you're good at manager. I know your manager, someone he can teach what? No, Ben is different. Then I'm like, really? I was like, yeah, how about I pay you coffee money? Okay, no. First coffee money, $50 for the coffee. Cheap, right? For my time, not for coffee. Okay? So $50, right? Sit down with me, pay me $50. Pay now means I will. Then treat me a meal or whatever. This budget at the end of the month, I do another 15K FYC. I'm like, oh, this works. It was then because I have evidence that, hey, shit, this works. It broke my objections against myself. You realize? So that was literally like, quote unquote, people say breakthrough, break these, right? Like you got to think of what is the thing that's objection that you're creating for yourself first. Then we overcome the objections. Because if we can overcome objections ourselves, we can also overcome objections for prospects. Because objections are merely just belief statements that people want to believe in. I give you an example. You tell someone, say, 5K a year for whole life insurance. Their mind become, if I only earn 30K, this means that 5K is too much, so therefore I shall not buy. That's their mind. You ask them to do credit card, split installment. Their belief is, actually, I don't want to do installment plans. You know why? Because doing installment plans means that I'm paying for things that I am not using my cash right now. I'm using future cash flow. They don't like that. Or you ask someone to do credit card, and then they're like, I don't believe in credit card. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So their objections are merely just beliefs about a particular statement. So when someone says, hey, I don't need whole life, I don't need term, I don't need income protection. It's an objection, right? But the objection is basically just a belief thing, which is like they don't believe that if things happen to them, then it's good that they have money. Realize? So this is a different way, right? Because we always say handle objections, right? But if you think about objections as statements or belief statements, it's a lot easier to reframe as opposed to hit on. Let me think about it. Oh, what do you think about? Then you stay. Come tell me, when do you think about, Jerry? You think, right? Think what? Can you tell me what you think so that I can help you process it? You think the prospect will tell you, mate. Prospect will tell you, I need to discuss with my wife. Then you tackle another one, right? Yeah, then it's not going to work out the best, right? So that's why this is what you're going to do in this segment. Cool. Does it make sense for everybody? Yeah, so many things. Maybe I give you one more example that I have it here. I think it's very important. Okay? Okay, so let's say this statement, right? I give you another one. So when someone do follow-ups, right? Follow-ups. We do follow-ups. How do you guys do follow-ups? Let's use the framework. I am following up. Or if I follow up consistently with my prospect, this means what? You are annoying. Exactly. Annoying. What else? Oh, if you follow up consistently and frequently, this means what? Oh, you're doing a good job. Steady. I don't know what's up, Jenna. If you consistently follow up, text, bump up the message, hey, whatever. What does it mean? What's one more negative meaning that we give to it if you try to follow up with someone? Desperate, pushy. Exactly. We don't change the facts, we change the meaning. I give you guys another meaning you can use for this, right? Follow-ups. If you follow up, right, this means that you're someone of persistence, tenacity, and grit. Because it takes a lot of courage to follow up, number one. Number two, it means to the person, to me, it means to the person that we are actually serious and we actually care about them. This is how I look at it. So we send you emails, we send you whatever. Because that's what I believe. How many of you literally see my emails and my ads almost every other day? Raise your hands. F? Okay, how many of you see it before you join? Okay, cool, right? Exactly. Although I get very normal statements right now. I've been following you for a while. I keep seeing you. Is it Paul? I think Paul, I keep seeing you. And then, okay, then finally decide. Okay, so what's the trick? Just put yourself out there, okay? Then let them see. Okay? The point is, imagine I don't run so much, I don't write so much email, I don't want to market myself out there because I'm afraid, right? People see me until sian already. Then they think I'm very annoying. Then they won't buy. Imagine I think that way. I think half the room will be here. Okay? All good.